Good morning. Next installment on the fork lowering job. First things first, I have obviously recovered 3 tsunami survivors, and I have consequently 3 forks. Seems that there are very slight differences as far as I can tell. So far just found one, and that is the actual content of a so-called rubber stop. Not sure whether they're left and right, but I marked them anyway when I took them out. So what basically happens is that in here sits a rubber stop that then, when the suspension moves back down, it does something for stopping. And while they were still in here, I realized that they actually do something nice. They make the fork feel a little bit more precise, even though this is just rubber, and this rubber is as old probably as the motorbike. But I realized the difference between this fork and that fork, so I decided that I'm going to have a look. The sheet metal is the same, it's just that this does not have a hole. So I'm going to put in the same diameter hole on all 4 holes, all sides, and then I can put this rubber stop in place. Let me take you out of the stand. So we got one completely intact fork, and we got one that's been eaten on one side by the tin worm. So, as I just said, I'm going to put in this. I'm not sure whether this, the flat surface was visible, so it goes in like this. Okay, so this is actually integral of this installation, so I'm going to keep this intact. I'm going to keep this in there. I like that. So let's talk about my deliberations on the lowering job. The first thing that I have made is I have defined myself a center line that I want to relate to. So this is the theoretical center line of my fork, and this also is the direction of the suspension unit as it was put in here. It goes parallel to this radius, it goes parallel to the surface, it goes parallel to the welding edge. So here is the original mounting point, hinging point of the suspension unit. So that's going to be moved up by 55 and forward, up by 50 and forward by 50. So that means our suspension unit moves from here to there. I will then need to install new hinge points on the top. That's another story. For now, I am going to play with this area. So in order to keep these points and the protection that this piece of metal gives and the structural integrity to the fork to some extent, I'm going to keep as much as possible. Whereas there has been some rust holes, so I'm going to deal with those. I would say that doesn't matter too much, so I'm gonna add here straight after Papa Lotus. I'm gonna add lightness by making this nice. So I'm gonna drill this out to be round, and I'm going to file a nice little shape in here. That's all I'm going to do, because it's there already. I'm not going to plug it. I'm going to leave these 2 holes in peace. So that should work out nicely. This is just for protecting the suspension travel, I guess. So next job is I'm going to locate the new position points, and then I'm going to cut out some pieces from this area, and I make sure it's going to jigsaw together nicely so that this shape continues again. I'm going to be able to look at the rust from the inside of this piece, and we shall see. So that's the update. Forward was this. So I'm gonna close this little episode. That's all I want to talk about for now, and I will get back to you later when there's more information for you.